Hello and welcome to this Construct 3 tutorial where I'll show you how to create a tabata timer in Construct 3. You see here the application in action, and I don't know if you know what a tabata is, but it's like a workout schedule where you have a 20 second workout and a 10-second rest period. And you can do that 20-second to 10-second combination like 5 times, for example. That's called a cycle. And the entire thing, the 5 times, can be done twice, for example. You're gonna have a 3-second preparation, for example. Let's set it to 1 second, set it to a lot less, 5 seconds, 2 seconds, for example. Only 2 cycles and 1 tabata, just to be able to show you how it works.
Get
Press
ready.
Start. It says
Workout.
Get ready. And we say workout, 5 seconds, and it will
Rest.
go rest.
Workout.
Workout again.
Rest.
We rest, and then finally we're done. We can also pause the game, and we can go back to the settings here. So let's see how that works. It's all pretty simple. We go to the settings, for example, and in the settings, event sheet is linked to the settings screen, which is this one here, and the timer event sheet is linked to the timer layout, which is the one which does the countdown, of course, this one. So every tick we just update, prepare, workout, rest, cycles, tabatas, which are just global variables. They're initialized to some standard variables. We have a plus and a minus, but we don't have a plus and a minus sign for every setting. We just have one, and there's an instance variable on the plus and the minus called setting, which is different for every setting. If it's set to prepare, then we're adding one to the prepare global variable. If it's workout, we're adding one to the workout global variable, and that's it. We do just the same thing for the minus sign, but we use the max function here to not go below 0, of course. And then we just click of the button, and button mode is start. We go to the timer. Here again, I only have one button, but there's a mode. So in the next screen, the same button comes again, where you can go to the settings and pause the game, and then there will be another mode setting, another mode variable. Here is this variable. Right, let's go to the easy part first. So the buttons here, like I said, when the button mode is settings, we go back to the settings layout. So, and if the button mode is pause, we also pick the button text with mode equals pause, and if the timer is not running, then we will resume the timer and set the text, and if it's paused, if it's resumed, we will pause it and also set the text to resume. So that's pretty easy. So on every tick, we constantly update the countdown timer using ZeroPad to always pad the seconds and the minutes and the zeros, using the 2 timer minutes and 2 timer seconds to make it easier and parse minutes and seconds from the timer. This expects milliseconds, where the timer gives seconds, so multiply by 1000, and subtract the current time from the duration to simulate a countdown effect. And also add 1000, aka 1 second, at the end of the never to see the countdown reach 0, but instead go to the next state. So that's what we do here. We also set the current values of the text here to the current tabata, unless it's not active. If it's not active, we will just say, okay, 100% complete, active tabatas versus the number of tabatas. Same thing, active cycles versus the number of cycles, and if it's not active, just a number of cycles on number of cycles. That's what we're saying here. So there are yet again a number of global variables, keeping track of which tabata we're currently doing and which cycle we're currently doing to be able to update them here. And then we have a flag called active to be able to see if we're actively counting on tabatas and cycles. And then there's the most important variable is the current timer, because we're actually working with 3 different timers. We have a prepare timer, a workout timer, and a rest timer. And if we go here, we can see there's a little block here, and there's a timer object. It's a hidden block. I kind of like working with a timer object whose only purpose is keeping timers. And of course it's got the timer behavior. So what we'll do is every time we start a timer, we always start it one time. It's not a recurring timer. We start it once. We start with preparing. Once the preparing is done, we start with workout. Once the workout is done, we start with rest, and then we check if we need to work out again, and we restart the workout timer. So in order to keep track of which of the timers is currently actively counting down, we have this global string current timer. So when we start this layout, when we start the timer, we have the speech synthesizer. I just wanted to use the speech synthesis in one of my games, so I let it say get ready with the English US voice, of course. And if the number of prepare seconds is larger than 0, it means it has to prepare. If it's not larger than 0, so it's equal to 0, it doesn't need the prepare timer, and we can just go to the tabatas. No prepare time. But let's suppose it does. We can just start. We can set the current timer to prepare, and we start the current timer for the number of prepare seconds. We set the text of the status to prepare, and we set the color of the timer background to some kind of bluish. And we set active to 1. Once this timer fires here on timer prepare, we can go do tabata. And do tabata is a little function that will set the current cycle to 1 and do cycle. And then we do this here. We set the current timer to workout. We start the current timer for the workout number of seconds, set the workout, and here we set it to a reddish color, and we speak the words workout. And then on timer workout, we just do the same. We set it to rest, we speak rest, we set it to a greenish color, and we set the current timer to rest, and we start the current timer for rest. And here then on timer rest, we add 1 to the current cycle, and we have to check if we have to do another cycle, yes or no. If we do, we just go to cycle, else we will add 1 to the current tabata. And we check if the number of tabata has not reached the end, so we do a next one. Else it has reached the end, and we can set it to done. Now we set active to 0, and the current timer to quote. And that's it. Everything is done. So that's it. I hope you liked it. As always, please like and subscribe, and I will leave a link in the description to the Sira store where you can get this template. See you next time.